and welcome back to my channel. Amanda Jupiter Anderson here.
We're gonna solve the puzzle and get to the bottom of it, or the end of it. Okay, I'm gonna just... At 2 p.m. Eastern Time on October 13th, the Fortnite Chapter 2 live event premiered at Dusty Depot, and while you were busy getting shot down trying to actually see the event, we were trying to solve some of Fortnite's biggest mysteries. The event kicked off with the rocket above Dusty sounding the alarms. Everyone fought for high ground, and the rocket countdown began. Something all too familiar. Glad to see you again, old friend. As the rocket lifted and the killing stopped in the lobby, the rest of everyone else stood in awe. Rift began to rip open space and time. Shortly after, the visitor's rocket peered out of a rift and darted past Dusty Depot. The visitor's ship flew out of one rift and into another. We'd seen this before. Nothing new, right? Wrong. Shortly after this, a legion of visitor ships began to break through, as if the space-time continuum had been severed even more so than it had been previously. Because a floating meteor large enough to destroy a large continent seems pretty normal to me.
Subscribe to
Is something
Jupiter
funny? What do you think this is? The end of Fortnite?
Wait.
You know,
Make
make
sure
sure
you
you your favorite channel. While everyone was staring at the black hole, some geniuses who were extremely bored players decided to try inputting the famous Konami code into the game. If you haven't heard of the Konami code, it essentially is the most famous cheat code of all time. Sure, you hear cheat code and you think of Grand Theft Auto, but the Konami code was one of the first cheat codes, and it was something that you could find in the famous 1988 game Contra. We're not gonna go into all that boring stuff, but if you were staring at the screen during the Fortnite blackout and didn't want to click that daunting exit button in the bottom right, you could do up, down, down, left, right, BA, and then enter, and you'd unlock a secret minigame. Doing this minigame would be like the old classic video game Space Invaders. This Fortnite version would be you controlling a pizza shooting at dirt burgers. So I guess it's more like Borgor Invaders. Why or what happened at the OG factory? So you might be wondering what happened at the OG factories. Most of us were watching the event from Dusty Depot and not the factories. So when all those rockets began constantly exploding and rifting to make the meteor disappear, you might not get it. Basically, every single rift zone around the map spawned a rocket because of the 7 visitors synchronized. We'll explain more about the actual story behind the event later in the video. And as they flew around in rifts, every single rocket finally locked onto a specific point on the map. And as they all flew into the same exact area, it made the rift larger and larger. Because the rift became so large, it finally propelled the frozen meteor into it, and then the rift teleported the meteor above the 0 point, and the rest is history. Relating to this, I present a theory. Multiple visitors, or did the rockets multiply? There were a series of visitor ships, which raises more questions, but we have to dig deeper to truly understand. And since we're digging... Now, you probably missed on the visitor rocket, which can be shown with the red visitor logo, confirming that each of these ships are the visitors, meaning we very well could be dealing with more than one visitor. It's possible that as the first rocket flew up and into the rift, the other visitors were doing the same, all going through their own rifts and meeting up in one world. But what about the location? Which locations did the rocket travel to? Was there a method or a reason the rockets flew out of locations it did? Are these locations we'd see replaced on the new map? For those who missed the event, not everyone was lucky enough to get into the game on time, and around 5 minutes before the event, you find most players were unable to find a match. Apparently there were no more battle buses left, but for the first time in Fortnite, those players also got a mini cutscene of their very own. Wasn't anything like rockets multiplying or a giant comet flying, but even those that didn't see the event were still blinked out of existence. It's brutal that 10 whole seasons later, we're still having login issues before events, but at least Epic Games thought of a way to include those that missed out too. Just imagine being that guy that worries about the storm and getting in the way of seeing that event, backs out the whole team to get a fresh match, and then they can't find a match and miss the whole thing. Yeah. That definitely wasn't me. Next up on our list, we've got 11, 146, 15, and 62 on Google Maps. So we've all just finished calming down after this titan of a cutscene, and we get to relax to this little black hole that I'm sure many of you were staring at for way too long. However, it did actually pay off for those with patience. After a while, several numbers appeared above the hole: 11, 146, 15, 62, phasing in and out over time. It was a secret code. Not long, and the community cracked it. The code was coordinates you could put into Google Maps, and it took us straight to Christmas Island, a place famous for its massive amount of, you guessed it, crabs that walk across the island. Zoom in enough to those coordinates and you'll see a whole parade of crabs on their march. I don't think there's a deep meaning behind this except for it being a fun meme with the crab brave. As you all know, they have the crab brave emote in the game, and Fortnite have been trolling us periodically. So the explosion happened. We all kind of flew up into the air And as we watched time suck up the very map that we played on for all of this time, people wondered, was it the meteor, like the dinosaurs being wiped out, that destroyed the island? Well, not many people know this, but the 0-point orb may actually have been the explosion, not the comet. Trying to get the best view of an event can always be tricky, especially with that one guy I mentioned earlier who's always limiting players and knocking their builds. You've also got the fact that rockets and main features of the cinematic event were spread out around the island. After the comet got sucked into the rift, it appeared above the loot lake and shot straight down, bursting through 0-point force field surrounding the area, and what many assume blew up the whole of Fortnite. What happened so fast that a lot of people can't quite see is that the comet gets sucked straight into the 0-point orb, which then appears to be imploding, creating a black hole. This event literally covered the entire map, so if you see any little secrets or facts you noticed or think others may have missed, then make sure to let us know in the comments. Fortnite's social media. At the time of the event, Fortnite literally went dark. They didn't just intend for this event to be a normal cinematic. This black hole affected Fortnite worldwide. Fortnite social media worldwide were going absolutely bonkers, with Fortnite being down and everyone left staring at this hole, wondering if those blue streaks expanding might be something about to happen. People took to their Instagram and Twitter to find out what was going on. Well, on Instagram, they released 9 photos, all combined to make the same black hole. On Twitter, they deleted every single one of their tweets. That's a lot of history all gone, sucked into their abyss with the rest of Fortnite. With all of these social medias giving no information, soon found the few remaining locations crashed. Twitch was raking in hundreds of thousands of viewers at the time of the event. Soon everyone crashed. Also, sites like Reddit, they literally crashed Reddit and Twitch. The visitor transcript. What exactly happened in the event? Well, if you collect the visitor tapes that were scrambled around the map, you can piece them together and listen to the transcript. These have been available for ages, but now they actually make much more sense when you listen to them after the event has happened. The transcript says things such as, "It must be done, or we'll lose the bridge forever." We assume the bridge is what connects all 7 versions of the visitor. Then the tape talks about interdimensional matter collisions resolving rather than pushing, which I think refers to when all of the rifts mash together to make a huge rift for the meteor to get teleported. The scientists say, when I hear this again, will it help me remember? Or once looped, will I be just as muted as the others? And it means that he was stuck in a constant time loop, and that the other 7 visitors were other versions of him in different timelines. It seems that this tape would be to make him remember when he goes through the time loop again. Finally, the tapes get into the juicy parts of the event. It says, this effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction. Of course, this refers to the entirety of Season 10 being frozen in time, while the visitor built rift zones to send to location. The only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself, which means that the visitor figured out that they had to put the meteor into the 0 point, which was the source of the loop, and somehow use it to contain it. As we know, the plan worked and the map was completely sucked into the 0 point. The 7 know this was going to happen. The visitor says the 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will, in fact, be the end. When the event happened, the beacon at the rocket signaled the 7 to launch their rockets in their timelines so that it would synchronize and be pointed out at the area near the meteor, which caused the entire event to happen. Then, it was the end. Say farewell to the battle bus, but say hello to Fortnite Chapter 2.
Come to you through the power of the internet, and I leave you through the power of the internet. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, guys. Keep those vibes way up and keep on following your passions and your dreams and playing your games.